A very good morning to one and all present over here. Most respected course director Mr. Gurpreet Singh sir, respected Harman Chura sir, respected Sanjay Patil sir, and all resource persons and my learned colleagues. I welcome you all once again in today's webinar by Group 3. A language is an exact reflection of the character and growth of its speaker. So, in connection with this, our topic for webinar is LSRW Language Acquisition Strategies in Primary Section by Group 3. Before proceeding, let me introduce my group members. Mrs. B. Muthulakshmi ma'am from KV Ganesh Khin Pune, Mrs. Sheetal Sarfare ma'am from KV number 1 Dehu Road, Mr. Sandeep Kamble from KV Ganesh Khin Pune, Miss Deepa Wakode from KV Aurangabad Kent, and I am Mrs. Deepa Umesh Kondlekar from KV number 1 Dehu Road. One should have a mastery over all the skills in order to have an overall development of personality. We, as a teacher, plays a very vital role in developing a personality of a child. So one of the steps for personality development of a child is developing his language by focusing on different skills. So my today's topic is how to develop different skills among children through different games. Now first of all we will see what is a language. Language is a method of human communication, either spoken or written, which consists of the use of words in a structured way. Now, what is language acquisition? It is a process by which we gain the ability to be aware of language and to understand it as well as to produce and use words. Now, what are the different skills to develop any language? As you all know that the different skills required to develop any language are listening and speaking, as you can see in the slide, then reading and writing. So it is well said that we all know that listening is one important step to achieve our goal of speaking English. So we must develop a habit of learning to listen and listening to learn, as it is said that to be a good speaker, one has to be a good listener. Now, how can we develop listening skill in class 1 and 2? So, here are some fun activities. First is guess the sound game. So, as children are getting attracted towards gadgets, we can play different sounds of animals like cow, goat, then birds, train, aeroplane, rain. Means related with our topic, we can play different sounds and ask children to identify it. So in this way we can develop a listening skill of a child. Then the next is gap fill game. Gap fill game, again with the help of audio clippings we can make this activity more interesting. We can play the audio clipping related with our topic or anything else interesting and ask children to listen it attentively, and then we may speak some incomplete lines or sentences from that particular audio, and then we may ask children to fill that gap. So it is also one of the fun learning activity. Then the third game is correct me if I am wrong. Children love to point out our mistakes. So sometimes I purposely make some mistakes and then it is corrected by any student. Now for how to play this game, for example, suppose we can say there are 10 colors in a rainbow. So if the statement is correct, then children will hold their thumbs up, or if it is incorrect, then they will hold it down. Likewise, if the statement is incorrect, so we can ask any child to correct that statement also. So at the same time we can check the speaking skill of a child. Now the next game is bingo game. I think many of us are aware of this game. It's just like tambola. Now what we have to do in this game is that children will write 9 words given by a teacher in a 3 by 3 box. The teacher will write that those 9 words means related with that particular topic. She will write those words in the blackboard, and children will write those words anywhere in that 9 boxes. Then after that the teacher will call one word, means call word one by one, and then children what they will cross the word whichever the word teacher is saying. Then whoever ways the child whoever will complete a line, means crossed words, the line should be formed with crossed words, so he or she will say bingo. You can here you can see in this picture, so whoever will complete a line, so he or she can say bingo. So children love this activity a lot. I have practiced this and I always am taking this. Then assembly, whatever items presented in morning assembly, that can be asked to our child to test his listening skill. So these are all the games by which we can develop the listening skill of a child. Now how to develop a speaking skill? Now here first game is pick and speak game. Now what we have to do is we have to keep different things in our bag and ask them to pick any one of the thing from it, and speak few lines on it. So children every children will be eager to come to us and to pick up the thing, and we have to remember one thing, that whatever things we are keeping in that bag, that should be according to the level of the child. Okay, so they will enjoy this activity a lot, and by the same time it will be very much helpful to develop the speaking skill of a child. Now next, the telephone game. Now children imitate their parents and teachers, so give them a situation and they will have their conversation on toy phone. It is a form of joyful learning. Then telephone game, we can take it in this game, as I have told you that children enjoy a lot. Okay, so we can give them toy phone, and or we can say that to act as if they are talking over the phone, and we can give them a particular situation, that your mother is, suppose now your mother is talking with your auntie or whoever else, so they have to enact like that. So like that the speaking skill of a child will be developed. Now the next is you and me game. Now dear teachers, as we all know that in our schools uh, every day or every alternate days we are getting arrangement periods, and we are having lot of work. So I think these arrangement periods can be utilized nicely to develop the speaking skill of a child. Now what we have to do is we have to write some questions on the blackboard, like what is your name, what is your hobby, what is your favorite food, what is your aim in life. All these 5 6 questions we have to write on the blackboard. Then we have to ask children to that we have to make pairs first, and then we have to say that you have to ask these questions to your partner, and then we have to give them a time limit of 6 to 7 minutes. Then after that we can call a pair and ask them to describe each other, focusing on the points which we have written on the blackboard, or they can add their own points also. So this activity children enjoy a lot, and this is a very good option of a activity of developing a speaking skill among the child. So like this our arrangement periods will also will be engaged, and the child will also able to develop his speaking skill. Now, how can we develop these speaking skills in different subjects? Now, here in this slide, you can see here mock shopping. So, last year when I was teaching class 2 mathematics, so in this lesson, there was a lesson money. There was a chapter money. So I have arranged one mock shopping to make the concept of money and transaction more clear to children. So I have arranged that mock shopping, and in this children were speaking very nicely. So it can also be one of the activity to develop a speaking skill of a child. Then the next picture you can see class museum. This it was arranged as there is one chapter in class 5 EVS that wall tells stories. So in this chapter I have I asked children to collect some things to display in museum. So children enjoyed this activity a lot, and they were explaining it very nicely. So in our other subjects also we can develop this speaking skills, as we all are doing. Okay, then the next is role play. We all are doing role plays in all the languages and science also. So it is a very good option, very good activity to develop a speaking skill of a child. Now, as we all know that reading skill is very important for academic growth of a child in any subject. The children, those who are having a habit of reading, their imagination, thought process, vocabulary is entirely different from those who are not at all reading at all. So how to create interest in reading for among those children, those who are not at all interested? So for such students, what we can do is we can conduct some of the Activitycom game. Like nowadays children are soaked in gadgets, and we should bring them a concept to get them removed from these gadgets and develop their interest in reading. So how can we develop that? Now first see through gadgets, again gadgets only. Now we have our textbooks in audio forms, so we can play the audio and children will read word to word from their textbook. First they will listen the audio 2-3 times, then they will start to read word by word as per the audio played. Automatically when we use gadgets, so children gets their attention, the interest is created among children. So it can be a very good way to develop a reading skill among children. Then next is reward books or dictionary. Now nowadays what happens, children are not at all using dictionary. So I remember that when I was in school, so at that time our English teacher, he was it was compulsory for all of us to carry our pocket dictionary in our school bags. Our English teacher, he was every day he was checking our bags whether we are bringing it or not. So we were carrying that pocket dictionary, and whenever a new word while sir was teaching us, so the new word whenever comes, then he used to ask to anyone that find out the word of this meaning from your dictionary. But now if we compare that with today's situation, so what we can see here, that children are not at all bringing the dictionary, despite we are giving them frequent instructions. Then also they used to say that our parents are having the mobile app, dictionary app in their mobiles, so they can easily get from there. But one thing here is that when a child will use dictionary, so what at that time what will happen, when we are using a mobile app, so that the particular word which we want the meaning of that particular word, we are only finding the meaning of that word, and directly the meaning of that word comes. Okay, but in case of using the dictionary, Okay, physical dictionary. So if we have to search a meaning of a particular word, so at that time we are going through other words also. Okay, so I think this is the best. So we should encourage children to use dictionary, and whenever we are rewarding children for any their uh, well deed, so at that time we have to try to reward them books or dictionary. Then here in the next picture you can see bala concept. Bala concept is almost in our all KVs. So this was, it can be uh, a very good option for developing a reading skill of a child. Now whenever a child is roaming in the school, so definitely he will go through that words, so his reading skill will develop. Okay, then next, what is that? Competitive feeling. Competitive feeling is must in every child. Now as we all know that it is a age of competition, we must develop a competitive feeling among students. So how can we develop this competitive feeling? Suppose if I say tomorrow I will take your reading test, and you come prepared. Okay, I'm going to take your reading test on so and so lesson. So on the next day, when we are about to take the test, so what happens? 50% of the child they will come prepared, and 50% of the child they will give some excuses. They will not at all prepare because they are not at all interested in reading. So at that time, now how we have to uh, uh, what we can say, how we have to bring that feeling of competitiveness in among children. So we can say, okay children, tomorrow we are having a competition on reading. So row 1 will read first page, row 2 will read second page, row 3 will read third page. So you have to prepare for only that much pages, and we will there will be a competition among the rows. Let's see who wins. So like that we have to bring a feeling of competition among them. So definitely the next day, those who are not at all interested in reading, because they don't have to read the full lesson, no. So definitely the children will take more interest in that. Okay, then at last, DEAR concept, that is dear concept. Dear concept means drop everything and read. Now this may be a very good concept. What we have to do is we have to develop a love for children. Now what is dear concept? Drop everything and read means every day whatever a child is busy in any of his task, he has to drop everything and he has to start reading at least for 30 minutes every day. If we will encourage child to stick to this concept, then definitely their reading skill is going to get improved. Now the next is how to develop writing skill. Now as we all know that writing is an important form of communication and a key part of education, but in today's technology driven world, kids are not given many opportunities to practice and improve their ability to write. Like suppose if we take an example of our online tests, so the writing part of the child is missing. Okay, so how to develop that writing skills now? So in class 5 there is one chapter called in class 5 English, wonderful waste. The name of the chapter is wonderful waste. So in that children has to write a recipe to make a well. Then while assigning this task, we may also ask them to prepare a grocery items. Then which where the then we can ask them to prepare the list of grocery items their parents are buying every month. Likewise, in class 4 there EVS there is one chapter spicy riddles. So to we can ask children to complete that means to prepare that grocery items. They will enjoy this activity, a lot. Okay, so this can also be one of the activities. Then favorite cartoon character, children love cartoons, so they can be asked to write about their favorite cartoon characters, like that. So they will take interest in writing that. Okay, then next is crossword puzzles. This can also be a very good option in newspapers. We should encourage children to um, solve the crossword puzzles. In our textbooks also so many puzzles are given, so this is also one of the good option. Then next is maintaining and updating diary. Okay, so we must encourage children to write a diary. We can ask them to make a 200-page copy like that, and we can ask them to write whatever the bullets point, or the what we can say, uh, the diary can be written in a report writing form. Like for 5th standard we can give this task very easily. Means the report of the previous day, whatever they have studied in the mm, last day in their class, so they can write in the all the 4 subjects. Okay, so this can be a very good activity to develop a writing skill of a child. Then next is what a letter writing. Now today writing letter is a bit of lost art, we can say. So for that what we have to do, that we should encourage child to write letters to their friends, grandparents, and so that the grandparents will also will become very happy that they are receiving the letter from their grand childs. Okay, so we should encourage children to write. I remember 4 years back when Parmar sir was our officiating principal, so he encouraged all of our primary children to send a letter along with the new year greetings to him during the our winter break. So 80% of the children participated very actively in that sir the task which was given by sir. So then when the school reopened, he praised all of our children in morning assembly. So with this I like to conclude that, so overall praising children for the every nice activity is one of the wonderful way to develop confidence among them, which will force them to do good into better and better into best. So always we should praise children. Okay, so I once again thank you one and all for patience listening, and special thanks to all the dignitaries of this in-service course for giving me a chance to participate in this webinar. Thank you once again. Thank you all of you.